Hey folks, John here. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to This World My Take, where the headlines meet real talk. Folks, how are you doing? I hope you're doing pretty good and you're having an amazing Sunday. Maybe you're hanging out with the loved ones, having dinner, and you're listening to this. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching and leaving a comment and engaging down the comment section. It's always an honor to have you stop by. Let's get right into the reason why we are here today, folks. Everything is going on. Everything is happening now with the Trump administration. And we are seeing how it is being decimated with the constant, conspiracy theories that this man ran. He ran on the banner, hey, whenever I get back into the White House, I'm going to expose a whole lot of things. And then it turns out he gets into the White House and he is now actively doing a cover-up. So for this, I wanted to talk about the big, beautiful bill that Mr. Donald Trump and his stooges in the House of Reps actually let him bring to life. Now, that big, beautiful bill, I don't know why people are not talking about it. Yes, we are focused on the Epstein files, but folks, let me say this. There's a bigger danger in this big, beautiful bill, which I don't think a whole lot of people actually do understand it. So this is what we are going to do today. Today, I want us to look at 5 dangerous consequences of Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. The bill he prides himself of, bringing to fruition. The bill that he thinks is going to help the American people. But we all know that whenever this man talks about helping anyone in his whole life, he's always been about himself and his friends, man, the billionaires, the rich, the ultra wealthy. So we are going to talk about 5 of these consequences, okay? And once again, welcome back. And today we will dive into a topic that is heating up every dinner table and dominating the headlines. Donald Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill, while he promotes this as a game changer for America, this bill might be packing more pain than progress for the average American. Yes, if you are an average American like me, you know that this bill is going to cripple you. It's going to make you lose a whole lot of things. Now, we are breaking down 5 major ways this bill could hurt everyday people, from healthcare disaster to tax loopholes for the ultra rich. So buckle up, because you're about to hear not what they are telling you on mainstream media. Trump's stooges and, the Fox and some of these influencers, they will come online and they will post things on YouTube. They will try to hype this bill up as if it is a God-sent bill to the American people. But let me say this, the average American is going to suffer, and it's crazy. The damage is going to be epic. First things first, I want us to look at the tax breaks that this bill gives to the rich. So this man, of course, he's going to help those who put him into power. You feel me? So this man the big, beautiful bill gives rich people a huge tax break. Let me say this. Let's start first, because this is definitely the biggest red flag of this big, beautiful bills. Massive tax breaks for the ultra wealthy. This bill slashes the corporate tax rate even further and reintroduces loopholes that were closed under past administrations. Past administrations have tried to hold the rich so that they can pay their own fair share. If a country makes you rich, you are supposed to pay back. You give back by paying taxes. It's not trying to run away and don't pay these taxes, because some of these taxes are used to provide a whole lot of services for the less privileged. Let me say this. While billionaires see big yard, average Americans will be footing the bill through reduced federal services, underfunded schools, and weakened infrastructures. Yes, folks, reduced federal services, underfunded schools, and weakened infrastructure. You are basically subsidizing the rich like Jeff Bezos' next rocket ride. Let that sink in. When the rich person tells you that, or they show to you that they don't want to pay taxes, you know that the average person is going to die. Now, I want us to look at the second point. This big, beautiful bill is gutting healthcare safeguards. Let me say this. Everybody who has somebody in the family that needs healthcare attention, this bill is going to make it more expensive. And man, it's going to be hard for the average American family to live with this bill. They will not tell you that. They will sugarcoat it. They will make it seem like it is, straight out of Jesus's table to you. But folks, they are lying to you just like they've been lying to you. This man has been known, this man and his base, they are a bunch of liars. So next up, the bill includes massive cuts to healthcare protections, especially targeting Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. If you are low income, elderly, or disabled, you are in serious trouble with this bill. Let me just say this. Life is going to get super hard for you. It hurts my heart, but we got to say this. So this could lead to over 15 million Americans losing healthcare access. Think about that. You go out to go to work and something happens to you. You don't have that backup. You don't have that safeguard that, hey, I can get myself treated. And little things become, a molehill becomes a mountain, and, you end up passing. The bill also removes caps on prescription drug prices, meaning that the big pharmaceutical companies, they get richer while the average American families have to choose between insulin and groceries, guys. This is crazy. It feels like we are living in a third world country out there in Africa. It's crazy. Now, the third way which we need to point out these dangerous consequences of this man's big, beautiful bill is the deregulating workers' protection. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this bill deregulates workers' protection. Americans are hustlers, especially those from, the average American. You wake up, you go to your 9 to 5. Sometimes you have 2, 3 jobs just so that you can put food on the table for you and your loved ones. Hidden deep in the language is a dangerous move. The language of this big, beautiful bill Mr. Trump keeps running his big mouth about. Deregulating worker protection. This means fewer safety inspections, watered down labor laws, and giving employers more power to exploit workers. Yes, if you are an average American, you are it's going to get hard. I can't even tell you how bad this is going to get. But they don't tell you that. Let me put it clearly to you folks. This bill makes it easier for companies to cut wages, fire any whistleblower who sees something wrong and wants to talk about it, and it avoids penalties for unsafe working conditions. So companies will be focused on getting that money. They will not even bother about their workers. Their workers can go to hell. It's a straight up green light to abuse the working class. And we all know that the working class is the backbone of this economy. This is really sad. If this doesn't make you feel uneasy, folks, well, I don't know what reality spectrum you're looking at this whole administration through. Now, the fourth dangerous consequence of this big bill is this man is destroying environmental standards. That bill is going to, you need to go and read through the lines and you will see that this bill is going to destroy everything you thought about environmental standard is. Then there is the environmental disaster section. The bill guts EPA regulations, fast tracks oil drilling, and it opens up protected lands for corporate exploitation. They were protected for a purpose. But this man, because he is being backed by the billionaires, man, and some of these folks own companies left and right. And we know that this man has been lobbied up and down and millions been, into his cryptocurrency and so on and so forth. This bill was meant to help those companies and not the average American. If you care about clean air, water, and a livable planet for your kids and your great grandkids, this bill is a punch in your face because it favors fossil fuel giants at the cost of public health and future sustainability. The average American, they don't even care about you. We'll be breathing the consequences, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want us to think about everything I've said so far. Wouldn't this thing make you just feel like have sleepless nights? I don't know about you, but going through this bill, I'm starting to realize that maybe those folks who helped this man pass this bill, they should be primaried come midterms. What do you think? Now, let me talk about the last danger that this big, beautiful bill will cause on the average American. Now, we all know it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, targeting immigrant communities. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill took or takes a harsh stance on immigration. It's cutting funding for refugee support, tightening visa systems, and expanding deportation powers, even for people with minor infractions. So some of you guys will come down on that, but are you trying to say that it's okay to allow the border open, Obama this, Biden that, Hillary Clinton this? Folks, let me say this. If you are in America today, and you are not Native American, you are not Indian, you are not the indigenous people who lived on this land, you are not supposed to be here. But that is water under the bridge, because we all know that folks came from Europe and then they deceived the Indians that were on this land, and then they harassed this history. And let me say this doesn't even just hurt undocumented folks. This threatens communities. This deportation, mass deportations thing, this started with 560 per day, and they opted to, Stephen Miller opted to 3,000, and now they are taking it to 7,000. Folks, people have been caught in the crossfire of this. American citizens, people that were born here, there have been issues, deportation, all this. Don't ask me how, but this whole thing breaks up families and destabilizes industries like agriculture, people who provide the food that you eat, the groceries you go to the store to get, tomatoes, spice, everything, fruits and everything. It also breaks up the construction industry, which depends on immigration or immigrants to function. A whole lot of infrastructures will go slowly nowadays, folks. Something that could be built in a year, we could see it take 3-5 years to go up just because of this deportation orders, which is actually like racist. This creates fear, division, and economic ripple effect that will hit everyone. Now, let me say this, folks. This big, beautiful bill, every now and then we will talk about it, and I will point out something in it that will make you make your stomach just hurt, because everything we see happening now. Folks, let's not forget, there are GOP members who voted for this thing and they pushed it through. So let's ensure that all of these folks are primaried midterms 2026. This world is complicated and we will keep talking about it. Thank you for tuning in to this podcast. I want you to leave your comment and let me know exactly what you think about Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Is it going to affect you? Or maybe you are the top elites, the rich folks. But I know we are not all rich in America. So let's keep talking about these things. Stay blessed, folks.